Good morning, my dear students. I welcome to all of you to this session of hydro, wind, and wave power. You know that the subject, the paper code is ME 705C. This is a subject, elective subject, dedicated for 7th semester student. So, today we are going to discuss about the introduction to hydraulic turbine and its basic concept. So basically in this class we will be discussing what is hydraulic turbine, then general layout of hydraulic power plant, definition of different efficiency and heads, and how a hydraulic turbine is operated, that will be discussed, and at last we will be seeing that what is hydraulic efficiency, what is mechanical efficiency, what is overall efficiency, and the some relationship between hydraulic efficiency, mechanical efficiency, and overall efficiency will be built up. Okay, so before coming to the discussion, let us introduce myself. I am Mr. Dhiraj Mondol, Assistant Professor, JIS College of Engineering, Department of Mechanical Engineering, and this is my email ID. You can see dhiraj.mondol@jiscollege.ac.in, and my phone number. If you are having any doubt related to my subject as well as admission, then you can ask me in this number. Okay, so you know that admission for 2020, the Department of Mechanical Engineering admission is open. You know that the first private engineering college in West Bengal according to the India Today ranking, JIS College of Engineering, and the Mechanical Engineering Department is NBA accredited department, and for coming 3 years, you know. And today's discussion will be based on the hydraulic turbine. So first of all, what is hydraulic turbine? Basically, first of all, you need to know the turbine. Turbine is nothing but a work interacting device. You know, in thermodynamics already you have gone through the part, some part of the thermodynamics when we have discussed the steady flow energy equation in case of turbine. Then we have seen that it is nothing but enthalpy difference. The work done is nothing but enthalpy difference, H1 minus H2 is equal to W. Here in case of hydraulic turbine, so that means the water is taken as working fluid, and that water is exerted on the turbine blade, and the as a result the turbine blade is rotating as well as the shaft is rotating, and we are getting the electrical work output. Okay, mechanical shaft work, and from the shaft work we are getting electrical work. So what is turbine? Turbine are defined as the hydraulic machines which convert hydraulic energy into mechanical energy. Okay, so let us consider it is a machine, one kind of machine. Now it is basically what is happening, it is converting the hydraulic energy. Hydraulic energy means the water energy or water power or the potential energy the water is having. That hydraulic energy is converted into mechanical energy, and as a result we are getting some high grade energy from the low grade energy. Okay, so the mechanical energy is used in running an electric generator which is directly coupled to the shaft of the turbine. So already I have discussed that the mechanical energy, when the shaft is rotated, and if you are getting some shaft power or the rotation of the shaft, that means you are getting some mechanical work output. Okay, now that mechanical work output, it is basically that the shaft is basically coupled to a shaft, that means that particular shaft is coupled to a generator, electric generator, and by the help of that generator we are producing some electrical energy. Okay, Thus, the mechanical energy is converted into electrical energy. Electrical the electric power which is obtained from the hydraulic energy means in terms of water, okay, is known as hydroelectric power, okay. So at present the generation of hydraulic power is the cheapest as compared to the power generated by any other sources, okay, such as that oil, coal, okay. So from but if I am comparing with coal or oil, so we will see that the hydroelectric power, it is cheapest power. That means investment is very very low compared to the coal and oil, okay. So uh, as a result, what we are getting some electrical energy, which is our desired motto, okay. So first of all, let us discuss the general layout of a hydroelectric power plant. So if you want to set up a hydroelectric power plant, let us consider in Maithon. I hope many of you have seen this Maithon Dam. Every that means in situated in Jharkhand and West Bengal border near Chittaranjan. Okay, so and here what happened in the Maithon Dam, we will see some barrage is there. If I'm talking about Durgapur barrage also there. Okay, so some barrage is there, and what we are doing, we are just resisting the motion of the water, flow of water, by the help of that barrage, and the height of the water is increased when the water is coming, and we are reserving that water, and we are getting some head like this. You can see here, this is the, in this position you can see, this is called your head race. So in by the help of this dam, what happened, actually what I am doing, that head race or the height of the water is increased. And as we know that it is water power, and it is nothing but some potential energy, mgh, w is equal to mgh, that potential energy is allowed suddenly allowed to enter into this penstock. So this is the penstock, you can see. So whenever this particular water is entering into this penstock, and it is allowed to come out from this nozzle, here you can see this is the nozzle. So what happened, so the fluid, basically the fluid is coming out with high velocity, and that is nothing but the kinetic energy. So the potential energy is converted into kinetic energy, and it is when it is exerted in the turbine blade, the turbine blade is rotating, as a result runner is rotating, and after that you can see the shaft will be in rotation, okay, rotational motion, okay. So the shaft, when shaft is rotating, we are coupled the electric generator, and by the help of that electric generator the electric power is obtained, okay. So here you can see, so if I am talking about the general layout of hydraulic power plant, you know that there are some basic requirement, okay. So in the figure already you have seen that what is the hydraulic turbine and how it is operated. Again we will be discussing. Now see the general layout of hydroelectric power plant. So basically, first of all, if you want to set up the hydraulic power plant, it consists of a dam constructed. First point, you can see a dam constructed across a river to store water. So first of all, you need to construct a dam like this. This is the dam. Now by the help of by the help of this dam, what we need to do, we need to store the water. Now the pipe of large diameter called penstock, you can see here, this is your penstock, this pipe is called your penstock. Now the pipe of large diameter called penstock, which carry water under pressure from the reservoir to the turbine. These pipes are made of steel or reinforced concrete. So if I am connecting that penstock with the reservoir, okay, then the water will be entering into the penstock and it is coming out in the through the nozzle and it is striking to the turbine. So here third number point, what is it is saying that turbines having different types of vanes fitted to the wheel. So this is the turbine here. So this turbine is having different type of vane which is fitted, and it can be fitted with different angles also. Okay, so according to our needs, and later on we will be discussing that what should be the maximum that means in which angle it should be given so that the maximum efficiency can be got. Okay, so that part will be discussed afterward in the coming lecture. Okay, so turbine basically it is having different types of vanes fitted to the wheel. Last point, tail race. Tail race, which is a channel which carries water away from the turbines. After the water has worked on the turbine, the surface of the water in the tail race channel is also known as tail race. So here you can see this is the head race and this is the tail race. So that means at the outlet of the nozzle, that means whatever the water is coming out and whatever the water is entering into the turbine blade, that water is coming to the tail race. Okay, so the difference between head race and tail race is called the gross head. Okay, so again you can see this is the layout and of the hydraulic power plant, and this is how it is operated. And let us discuss about the definition of head and efficiency of the turbine. So first of all, gross head. What do you mean by gross head? Already I have told you that the difference between the head race and tail race level when no water is flowing is known as gross head, and it is denoted by Hg. You can see this is the turbine, this is the turbine blade. Okay, and this turbine blade is basically set up here. And what happened, the head race and tail race, already have told you that difference between head race and tail race is called your gross head. But if I am considering the net head, what do you mean by net head? Net head basically after deducting the frictional dissipation or frictional loss, major loss, that is coming from the Darcy-Weisbach principle, HF is equal to 4FL V square by 2GD. If I am deducting the your frictional head loss, okay, or head loss due to friction, then from gross head, if I am deducting the head loss due to friction from gross head, then it will be called net head. Okay, so what is net head? It is also called effective head and is defined as the head available at the inlet of the turbine. Okay, so head available at the inlet of the turbine is known as net head when the water is flowing from the head race. You can see this is the head race, the water is flowing from the head race to the turbine. A loss, you can see this is the loss, HF amount of loss you can see, that means some friction. Because of that friction, when that water is traveling through this tail penstock, there must be some frictional head loss, must be some friction, and by the and if I am calculating the friction, how much amount of loss we have got, okay, that is called your friction head loss due to friction. And if I am deducting that frictional head loss due from the gross head, then we will be getting the net head. Again I am telling you. Okay, so how we can calculate this HF? HF is nothing but head loss due to friction. So HF is equal to 4FL V square by 2GD. Okay, so Hg is the gross head. Remember, keep it in your mind. Very very important for your exam or for when you will be solving some numerical. Okay, So what is F here? In case of the HF, what is F? F is equal to coefficient of friction, which will be given. L is what? L is the length of the pipe or length of the penstock, and D is the diameter of the penstock. So again I am telling you, this is your dam, and here it is your head race, maximum head obtained. Okay, so that is your head race, and this one is your tail race. That means from here to here the water is coming. Okay, this is the outlet of the turbine also. And HF is the frictional head loss. This one is your penstock. Net head is this after deducting this HF, and this one is your turbine. This is your turbine wheel. This is called runner. This is called shaft. Okay, now here you can see this is the one another turbine you can see, and here what happened, the water is striking here and we are getting the electrical workout. Okay, so the turbine, this part will be discussed. First of all, the efficiencies of the hydraulic turbine will be discussed here. So the efficiency, you know that there are mechanical efficiency, hydraulic efficiency, volumetric efficiency, and overall efficiency. There are mainly 4 types of efficiency, and we will be established the relationship between this hydraulic, mechanical, overall efficiency. Okay, so first of all, what do we mean by hydraulic efficiency? Basically, it is the ratio of power delivered to the runner to power supplied at the inlet. So the runner power by water power is called your hydraulic efficiency. Again, this is the turbine. This one is your turbine. Now here it is, there is some water power in the dam when the water is reserved. Okay, now you can see the from the head race, in the head race the power available in the head race is called your water power. When the water is allowed to move and it is striking to the turbine blade, the runner is rotating and we are getting runner power. After that, when the runner is rotating, the same time the shaft will be in rotation. Okay, so shaft is rotating, then we will be getting the shaft power. Okay, so the ratio of runner power to water power is called your hydraulic efficiency. Clear? So hydraulic efficiency, that means power delivered to the runner by power supplied at inlet, that is your water power. So the runner power by water power is called your hydraulic efficiency. Keep it in your mind. Next, come to the 1 minute please. Now let us discuss about the mechanical efficiency. What do you mean by mechanical efficiency? Mechanical efficiency is the ratio of power at the shaft of the turbine to power delivered by water to the runner. Basically, in case of the mechanical efficiency, the shaft power by runner power is the ratio. Okay, so remember, hydraulic efficiency is the runner power by water power, and the runner power by water power, and the your mechanical efficiency is the shaft power by runner power. Okay, shaft power by runner power is the, so in the shaft what we are getting, T omega. Okay, torque into rotational speed, and the runner power you have to calculate. And next is your volumetric efficiency. So volumetric efficiency is the ratio of volume of water actually striking the runner to the volume of water supplied to the runner. So again, whenever some water is entering, you can see, whenever you can see here, when the water is coming out from the nozzle, all the water cannot placed in the vein. Okay, so some part of the water can be wasted. So the volumetric efficiency is the volume of water actually striking the runner. How much? That means if you are 100 kg of water, then let us consider 90 or 95 kg of water striking to the runner actually. But I am just placing 100 kg of water na. So volume of water supplied to the runner is 100 kg, but volume of water actually striking to the runner is 95 kg. So what is the volumetric efficiency? 95%. Okay, so this is how we can calculate the volumetric efficiency. I hope it is clear. Now the overall efficiency. What do you mean by overall efficiency? So overall efficiency, it is basically defined as the ratio of shaft power to the water power. That means volume available at the shaft of the turbine by power supplied at the inlet of the turbine. That means it is your total output by input. So output is what? Shaft power, and input is your water power. So the shaft power by water power is called your overall efficiency. Okay. Now if I want to establish the relationship between the mechanical efficiency, hydraulic efficiency and overall efficiency, then what we can do? We can see that this is the overall efficiency, shaft power by water power. Now the shaft power by water power, it can be written as shaft power by runner power, or you can see that the shaft power by water power into runner power by runner power. I can say like this, because runner power will be cancelled out if I'm putting the equation in this fashion. Okay, so the runner power by runner power. Now if I am just rearranging that this part, that shaft power is by runner power into runner power by water power. Can I write this? Okay, so this can be written. Now this shaft power by runner power is what? This shaft power by runner power is called your mechanical efficiency. Okay, so shaft power by runner power is your mechanical efficiency. Again, what is the runner power by water power is called what? Already I have told you, it is your runner power by water power is called hydraulic efficiency. So the runner power by water power is the hydraulic efficiency. Shaft power by runner power is the mechanical efficiency. So put this efficiency eta m and eta h. So overall efficiency is equal to mechanical efficiency into hydraulic efficiency, and it is needed when you are solving some numerical, very important for your exam point of view. Okay, now if I am talking about the shaft power, if the shaft power is taken in kilowatt, then the water should also be taken in kilowatt water power. So that in this time shaft power is commonly presented by P. So whenever I am just shaft power, I am putting shaft power P, then you need to consider that this is given in terms of kilowatt. Okay, so the what is the water power? You can see the water power is equal to W, and W is equal to rho G Q H. So you know that M into G, W is equal to M into G. So mass flow rate into G. So mass flow rate is equal to rho AV, we can, and rho AV, and A into V is equal to what? Discharge, area into velocity. So you know that the mass flow rate is equal to rho AV, and rho AV is equal to discharge. So rho Q is the mass and G is the gravitational constant, and it is equal to mgh, and it is mgh. So H is what? Head, total head, net head. So the rho G Q A is by 1000, where rho is equal of water is equal to 1000 kg per meter cube. Clear? So the water power is equal to what? Rho G Q A is by 1000. Now the overall efficiency is equal to shaft power by water power. So shaft power is considered as P, and the water power is considered as rho Q G H by 1000. Okay, so this is nothing but the overall efficiency. I hope it is clear. Now already I have told you the, so see this is your Francis turbine. Okay, so this is one kind of radial flow reaction turbine, and this one is your what we have seen, this is your Pelton wheel or impulse, your Pelton turbine. Okay, or impulse turbine, tangential flow impulse turbine. So here if I am talking about the runner power, so the runner power is equal to power delivered to the runner, and power delivered to the runner in the impact of jet in the fluid machinery chapter ME 401. If you have seen my lecture, this lecture is available in my YouTube channel DM Study Center. You can see that lecture also. So the runner power, how we can calculate? In the impact of jet chapter already we have seen that what is the runner power, and that means your power available in the runner. So that is equal to mass flow rate into VW1 plus minus VW2 into U, where mass flow rate, you know, a VW1 is the real velocity at inlet, and VW2 is the real velocity at outlet, and U is the tangential velocity of the vane. Okay, so now the mass flow rate can be written as W by G, because you know that W is equal to mg. So W by G into VW1 plus minus VW2 into U by 1000 is the, in terms of kilowatt, for Pelton wheel or impulse tangential flow impulse turbine. So this is the runner power. So this one is the runner power for tangential flow impulse turbine. Now if I am talking about the radial flow turbine, so again you need to go to the impact of jet chapter where I have discussed this part. So runner power can be written as, in case of radial flow turbine or radial flow reaction turbine, you can say this is the W by G VW1 U1 plus minus VW2 U2 by 1000 in terms of kilowatt. So WP is the water power, and water power is equal to W into H by 1000. Okay, W is the weight of the water striking the vane of the turbine per second. Okay, so the rho QG is equal to W, because W is equal to mg and m is equal to rho AV. So rho AV is equal to your discharge Q. So rho G Q is the W. W1 W2 already have told, VW1 VW2 already have told you. U1 and U2 is the tangential velocity of vane at inlet for radial vanes, and U2 is the tangential velocity of vane at outlet for radial vanes. Okay, so remember, in case of Pelton wheel, U1 is equal to U2 is equal to U. These are the consideration which you have to take. But in case of radial flow reaction turbine, the U1 and U2 cannot be same. Okay, so that is why this U1 and U2 is taken. Okay, so and the H, what is H? H is the net head on the turbine. Okay, net head on the turbine. Now power supplied at the inlet of the turbine in SI unit is WP is equal to rho QGH, rho GQH by 1000, because mgh by 1000 na. So rho QGH by 1000. Now the water power is equal to 1000 into G into Q into H by 1000, or GQH in terms of kilowatt. So this is the water power. Keep it in your mind when you will be solving the numerical. And this is the end of the video. I hope it is clear. Lot of things we have to discuss. So if you are having any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section, or you can ask me in my in the WhatsApp group. Okay, so you can ask me in this is my contact number and email ID. You can ask me here also. If you are having any doubt, I will get back to you. And any kind of query related to admission, most welcome to the JS College of Engineering Mechanical Engineering Department. You can call there. Okay, and you know that NBA accredited Mechanical Engineering Department is your NBA accredited Tier 1 department. Okay, so again I'm telling you that it is your very limited seat is very limited. If you want to book the seat, then go to college website and you can get the registration link and get admission there. Okay, today up to this, thank you for listening. Jai Hind.